Hey guys, so it is day one, it's the end of day, and boy, man, 35-day challenge is right. Emphasis on challenge. This is not gonna be easy. So this is the 35 for life challenge. If you're just tuning in, basically, this is day one. I'm basically taking myself from basically homelessness, no money, to showing how you can build full-time income, obviously to sell like my services, also to just demonstrate that in life it's not the material that matters, but it's the mind over matter. And I believe I have a great mind, so that's part of it. But yeah, just starting day one of the challenge, it was a lot of failure. So I was looking to get this Tesla, and it's not looking like I'm going to do that. And it's looking like the car I thought I was going to have might not even be on the works. So I'm basically going to be trapped in the house, and until I can get money to, get, like, purchase a car, until I figure out a way to purchase a car, I won't have a car. So I have to go figure that out. And so I've got to go. It's not a big problem right now because I really need to just be focusing on working and getting the ball rolling anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But I was really attached to getting that Tesla, as well as there's a $500 deposit I lost. So I was a little upset about that. But c'est la vie. I'm just moving on, moving forward. It was a $500 lesson. I really need to focus on income right now, as the money thing. But it's tomorrow's Saturday, and so Saturday is technically my Sabbath. I'm not Adventist, but I just take that time off to really center myself and get focused in on everything internally. So today was the first week we're talking about our divine why. So today I talked a lot about my why, and tomorrow we'll be talking about where I'm going and my vision. And so a lot of what I'll be focusing on tomorrow will just be a lot of meditating and coming to an understanding of like the grand vision. So I want to talk about some of the things that I've experienced since doing this, because I think a lot of people don't understand. Like one of the biggest reason we don't. A lot of people say they're afraid to fail, but I'm starting to realize it's really that's fear of success. And I'm going to look right in the lens here, because something I'm going to tell you this is, as you start moving towards your light and becoming the best version of yourself, really taking ownership of your mind and your own value in this world, you will meet opposition. And you hear a lot of people say it's like, oh, it's going to be your loved ones, your family, the people who cared about you. That is absolutely correct. There's going to be people who will love you and support you in 1 second, and then in the next hand, they'll tell you that you're delusional. They'll tell you that you're prideful. They'll tell you that you don't know what you're doing. They'll tell you that you're arrogant. They'll tell you that you're bold, too bold. They'll tell you that they're worried about you. They'll tell you that what you're doing is wrong. And then when you ask them why, it'll be like, well, am I doing something evil? Am I hurting people? They're like, no, it's not about that. It's like, well, I'm happy, aren't I? Well, like, yeah, but it's just they don't want to see you succeed because they realize where you're going, they can't follow. And that's really what it is, man. That's something I'm starting to see again and again. Where you're going, they can't follow. Or they won't follow. They can follow. They don't. Someone told me today that I was pushing them to their limits. And I was like, what am I doing? Outside of just being myself. And they're like, oh, I already told you. I'm like, and what exactly is that? Like, because I don't understand what the behavior is. And they couldn't nail it down. And guys, it's just your being. That's what it is. It's like your very being. When you stop hiding your light under a bushel, it begins to illuminate all the dark corners of your mind, right? And when you take ownership of that, you begin to cleanse your inner vessel. But the problem a lot of people find with that is then your light's going to begin to shine out on others, and it'll begin to illuminate them. And they don't want to be illuminated. Not by you. Right? And guys, some of the people who love you the most as you start on this journey of really changing your life, they're going to hate you. And when I say hate, I mean that with a capital H, capital E, and everything in between. They will hate, hate you. They'll want to see you fail. And everything inside of them is not going to want to support you, even though logically they can't make sense of it, because of course they want to support you logically. But all their emotions are fighting it because they realize there's a difference. They realize they feel it. They can feel it when there's a difference between, oh, I'm just helping him, but it's like the difference between giving that homeless person the $10 and knowing that he's just going to come back versus giving that homeless person the $10 and knowing he's never going to come back again because he's going to use that $10, turn it into 100, and then eventually he's going to be giving you $10. That's what they're afraid of, right? And a lot of people say like they want you to grow and they want you to succeed, and I think that's true. I think there's a part of them that legitimately wants it for you as well as they want it for themselves. But you got to recognize, like, we live in a world filled with a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of greed, a lot of avarice, just a lot of sin, a lot of negative emotion, a lot of unprocessed trauma. And a lot of people don't know how to or want to process that. And when your light beckons them, they will feel assaulted. It doesn't mean that you're assaulting them, but that's how they will feel. And it won't be from anything you say. It won't be, because the thing is, like, I'm not insulting people, but people will call me rude. They'll say, you think you're arrogant. Because I literally can say, like, I love myself, I think I'm great, and people will say you're arrogant, you're putting others down. But it's like, I haven't put anybody down. I've just said I'm awesome. And they'll feel like I'm assaulting them. And you'll see this regularly. And the crazy thing is, the more you believe your awesomeness, the more you believe in yourself, the more you actually begin to really value yourself, the more violently you're going to see those reactions. And people are like legitimately going to hate you. And it's been insane. I didn't realize this is what I was afraid of the whole time, because there was a part of me that always knew this would happen when I started being myself. And I think that's probably why a lot of you are afraid of being yourselves, because you know the people around you who aren't willing to change or aren't going to grow with you. You'll either have to leave them behind on the best case scenario, or at worst, they're going to come to hate you. And I think that's one of the parts of doing this thing, of really growing. And there are some people who are like, well, Oni, don't you see what you're doing? And I'm like, can you tell me what I'm doing? And they can't articulate it. It's hilarious. That's why, like, especially like when we play the game, that's why I watch the podcast and like I record the podcast, which I'll start recording. I've been meaning to release them for ages. I will be releasing them. I'm releasing the first episode starting tomorrow. Actually, no, there's my laptop right there. I'm going to release the first episode today. So when I'm done recording this, I'm going to upload this, and then I'm going to put the podcast out, find a way to load it, and then I'm going to find a way to put that link in the videos, and I'll go back and retroactively add them. Or maybe not today, but at the very least, you'll see a podcast link in the description. So if you don't see it in the description now, there will be one tomorrow, because I'm going to go through and make sure that the podcast is up and running. And yeah, that's my vow to you guys. So I'm going to make that happen after I take a shower, everything, upload it, and make it happen. So or I might just do it actually. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do right when I'm done recording this. I'm just going to plug my phone into the laptop, move everything over, upload it, and start working away. Because I got to start doing it. I have over 100 podcasts, guys. In 3 months, I have over 100 podcasts. So I got to start uploading them for you guys. Sorry it's been taking so long. I've been meaning to upload this and do that. Just didn't feel like the right time, but I think now is the right time. So, anyway, that's a warning for all you wayfarers on this journey of how to change your life. Because when you change your life, you're changing it. And it's interesting, like, the person who was telling me this, they're like, yeah, 10 years ago, you were just so different, and now, like, they just didn't like me, and they're like, I don't like what you do, and I'm like, what exactly am I doing? They couldn't tell me. I was like, what am I doing, man? What was it I'm doing? And they're like, you're just not being thoughtful of other people and being considerate. And it's and like I think actually that's true, because sometimes like um, I take people at their word and I don't read like meta consequence. And sometimes like they're like, well, when you say things, you should see how other people affects people. So it's like, if I say I'm awesome and that makes everybody feel insecure, why is that being considered? That's like in their mind, that's considered, that's being inconsiderate. It's like, well, it makes other people feel less than you. I'm like, right, but I didn't say that. Just because they feel that doesn't. So we just weren't agreeing on stuff like that, right? So it was like, just because I build myself up doesn't mean I'm tearing anybody else down. And then this person, in the same breath, then told me I was delusional, I was arrogant, I had no right, I thought I was worth too much. They told me everything I wasn't worth, and that like they're like, oh yeah, you're not Ben Shapiro. It was crazy. It was a crazy conversation, because I was like, well, I want to be worth this, and I think I'm worth this, and they're just like, you're not that, you're not that. Like, it's just crazy, man. And the one thing you're going to notice throughout this journey as you start growing and changing your mind is that the theme of everything under that is people are going to be like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? That's what this whole journey is all about, right? It's about knowing who you are. And when you step into that, guys, it's going to be resistance. This is part of the game, right? This is why I did it. This is what it means to be a player. So you're going to have a lot of people hate you, and it's going to be a lot of people that you love. So I've been recently connecting with a lot of family, and it's been interesting how like the one person who's gotten me has been probably the biggest albatross around my neck most of my life. It's my mom, and she's been like the only family that's got like that gets it. While everybody else like just hates me. All these friends, all these people I thought, they just hate me now. It's crazy. And it's like the harder I'm working to build my life up, the more exposure I'm putting myself out. And it's because they can feel it. They can feel the change, right? They can feel it coming. And I think it scares them. So, guys, prepare for that. This is a warning for everybody who's stepping into this challenge. If you want to do as I do and really change your life and have that dramatic energy and learn that, be prepared to be hated. Straight up. Straight up, be prepared to be hated, right? And recognize there's a lot of people you probably hate and like tear down. Like a lot of people will, and once again, I'm not a supporter of any of these guys in particular, like Donald Trump, Andrew Tate. I remember George Bush, was people would tear him down. I just remember there's a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's just a lot of these really great men, when they would expose themselves, people would tear them down and attack them. And I'm just starting to realize now, I'm like, oh, that's what this is, right? Like a lot of people will look at actors and attack them, and it's just like spectators, man. Spectators. But what's crazy is when he was saying all that, it was crazy because I was getting insulted, I was getting yelled at, I was getting screamed at. I just felt bad for him. I was like, dude, you're so upset right now, and you think it's because of me. And I couldn't tell him that. I just couldn't tell him that. I was like, bro, you're so upset right now. You think it's because of me. And I just kept asking questions, just trying to understand and repeat it. And it was interesting just how the conversation went. Because he's like, don't you look at yourself? And like, look at yourself. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm constantly questioning myself, right? It was very interesting. It was a very interesting conversation. Even now, thinking about it, it's like, what do you want me to question? What is it I'm doing? And it's interesting, like when you ask specific questions, then they can't give you specific answers. And the reason is because it's not you. It's not you. That's the thing I've learned. It's like, it's not you. It's not, that's like the first rule in the 4 agreements. Don't take it personal. I'm starting to realize why that's there. So I just didn't take it personal. It was just like, oh, it's another person who's mad at me. And it's crazy because at this point, like after getting cornered in Superstars, getting the cops called on me, all this stuff, and no one can tell you why they're feeling that way. They just feel a certain way, and they can't tell you why. They can't tell you why. Because it's not you. It's not your behavior. That's why they can't throw you in jail. That's why they can't articulate what's bothering you. It's because you're light. When you're light and you're loved and you feel that and you really carry, like, for the religious folk, but it's like when you really carry the light of God with you, People who want to feel that but who can't feel it all the time, they hate it. They hate it. Right? Because they don't feel like they can have it all the time, because they see you have something that they want. And so, and it's like you're not taking it away from them. That's the thing, is they think you're having it means they can't. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. You can have it just as much as I can. You just have to believe you're awesome and that, you're perfect. And that you are covered through the sins of Jesus Christ. Like, not through the sins. He's just sinless. It's like, but your sins are covered. And you have to accept it into your heart. And you just have to follow the path and allow the Spirit to consume you and really consecrate your life to it. And when you do that, you just get this insane peace. It's awesome. It's this insane clarity. And I have so much clarity, guys. It's like, I love my life. I have this insane clarity. And I just wish more people could feel that. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want more people to feel it. But I realize, like, you can't make them feel it. And guys, if we get too close to the fire when we're not ready, we're going to burn ourselves. And I'm starting to realize now, this is why I've got to be alone. So right now, I'm going to be in this house after I'm going to be alone in this house. I'm just going to be alone. And it'll be good. It'll be good. I'll just be able to be alone and be able to work. And if anybody wants to hate me, they'll have to hate me through a camera screen, and I'm not going to have to deal with them. It's going to be nice. It's going to be really nice, because I'm honest, being in the city was really tough, because it just felt like I'm not ready to be around people yet. It's not that I'm not ready. I don't think the world's ready yet. I think I don't have enough of the metrics. I can't justify who I am to them. So that's really what March and April is all about, is helping people see me for who I am by their metrics, not my own, because I've already arrived in my mind. I feel complete. It doesn't mean that I don't have a lot of growth to do. That's the fun part. The growth is the game. That's the fun part. That was never the thing to worry about, So it's like, growing is just a gift, man. Growth is a gift. Living is a gift. And I feel that. So I'm super grateful to be able to just live. And I just feel a lot of peace being able to be by myself a little bit. And I don't know, I'm a little scared. Because a lot of people just, especially I'm realizing people who've known me for a long time, because they expect me to be a certain way. And I'm just not that guy anymore. So for everyone who used to know me and is upset that I've changed, this is what it is now. And I'd like to say I'm sorry, but I'm not. And I just hope you can find peace. I just hope you can find peace. I gotta fix out my hair. It's wackalicious. I'm trying to clean it up and get it right, but I still have a long way to go. Still have a long way to go to upgrade my appearance. My appearance is haggard at best. Anyway, guys, so this is the day 1 of the 35 for Life. This is how you change your life challenge. It's been a good day. I failed a lot. Wasn't able to get the car loan. Was able to test drive a couple cars. I'm still leaning in and doing that. And I found some ways to do it, so I'm going to be leveraging that. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to overshare personal information that's tied to people outside of me. So I'm going to really do my best to kind of protect their privacy. So it'll be good that I'm alone. But guys, yeah, just the recap. Today, I was able to get to the house. So now I'm at the sanctuary, so to speak. I still need to, so tomorrow I'm just going to do some internal work. I'm going to talk about my long-term goals, my why. Week 1 is about your why. And basically talk you through the faith of that and everything that goes with it. Because day 1's really about finding joy. It's a weird intersection. Why joy? So tomorrow's going to be why faith. And the day after that, it's going to be, why freedom, right? And we're just going to do that every single day. So why joy? Because what other choice do you have, right? When people hate you, when people are trying to tear you down, why not choose joy? What else do you have? Some people, you can try to help them, and they're going to count what you get, and what they're going to think that it's interesting how I was doing a deal with someone and they were mad because I'd asked for 10% of it, and they were holding on to money they didn't even have. It was just interesting. It was like, if I help you get this money, if I help you get this money in the future, do these things, like, why wouldn't you say yes? Because you don't have it now. And they're like, well, I just don't want you to get that 10%. And it's like, so because you don't want me to get my 10%, you're going to risk losing your 90. Guys. Just people, man. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy world we live in. It's a crazy world we live in. Like, it's truly comical. Especially now being able to sit back. It's like, man, it's like a freaking video game. It's so hilarious. It's just hilarious. I cannot wait to buy a PS5. So why? Let's see if I can get a PS5. I'm going to make some goals tomorrow for Faith. And part of those goals, I'm going to set it out. But if I can finish some of those goals, I'm going to reward myself with like a PlayStation 5. I think that would be cool. The new Final Fantasy VII came out. You think I can get that in a week? It's like a $500 console. I can't justify spending $500 on a console if I don't make some good chunk of change to support my business. And I've got to start paying back some people because, yeah, we got to pay off debts. Remember that. Little karma. Long payoff. So I got to pay back some people. We'll see. We're just going to work it out. Anyway, hope everyone's staying happy, staying healthy. This is the end of day report of the 35 for Life Challenge, day 1. Why joy? Stay happy, stay healthy, and remember, stay calm. It's just a game.